When the power goes out, the first thing most people realize they've taken for granted is light. Emergency lighting isn't just about comfort, it's about safety, mental clarity, and maintaining control in uncertain times. A blackout plunges your environment into darkness, increasing the risk of injury, confusion, and even theft. That's why having a out emergency lighting setup is one of the most critical prepper moves you can make today. Relying on candles or phone flashlights is not only short-term thinking but also dangerous. Candles pose a serious fire hazard, especially during high-stress or chaotic situations. Instead, modern preppers should prioritize a mix of solar-powered lanterns, LED headlamps, and battery-operated motion lights. Solar lanterns are game changers for preppers. They charge during the day and can provide consistent light throughout the night without depending on fuel or grid power. Choose models with a USB output option so they can also charge phones or radios. LED headlamps are another must-have because they free up your hands for tasks like cooking, repairing, or navigating in the dark. Keep at least one per person in your household and check the batteries monthly. Don't overlook motion sensor lights. These can be used both indoors and outdoors to enhance safety and deter intruders. In a blackout, criminals know people are vulnerable, and simply having a floodlight turn on unexpectedly can scare them away. Some battery-powered models even work for weeks on a single charge. Also, store lighting in multiple locations, bedroom, kitchen, entry points, so you're never caught fumbling in the dark. A central blackout box with all your lighting tools is wise, but redundancy is key in prepping. Think layered defense, main lights, backups, and backups to the backups. Prepping for emergency lighting isn't about panic, it's about power. The power to see, the power to act, the power to remain calm while others stumble. If you start with this foundation, every other prepper move becomes easier and safer. In California's recent rolling blackout alert, people scrambled for last-minute solutions. Don't be one of them. Build your lighting plan now while the lights are still on. When a blackout strikes, your access to clean drinking water can disappear almost instantly, especially if you rely on an electric well pump or live in a city where water treatment stations lose power. That's why securing a reliable water source before a blackout isn't optional, it's critical. The human body can survive weeks without food, but only a few days without water. And in a crisis, dehydration comes on faster than most expect, especially during the summer or if you're physically active. Every prepper should store a minimum of 1 gallon of water per person per day for at least 2 weeks. That's not just for drinking. It also covers minimal hygiene and cooking needs. Use BPA-free water containers, ideally stored in a cool, dark location. Water bricks, 5-gallon jugs, or even 55-gallon drums work well, depending on your space. Label them with dates and rotate every 6 to 12 months to prevent stagnation or contamination. But smart prepping doesn't stop at storage. You also need a way to purify water. Invest in high-quality filters like the Berkey, Sawyer, or LifeStraw systems. These can remove bacteria, parasites, and even heavy metals from sketchy sources like ponds, rain runoff, or even questionable tap water. Keep water purification tablets or drops as a backup, since they're compact and last for years. Rainwater collection is another overlooked gem. Setting up barrels beneath your gutters gives you a renewable supply during long-term outages. Just make sure to filter and purify before use. In some urban areas, this might even be the most accessible method if municipal water shuts down. And finally, know your local sources. Find out now where lakes, rivers, or public water stations are within walking distance. In a blackout, GPS and phones might not work, so print out or memorize those routes. Water is life, especially when the grid goes dark. It's not just a survival item, it's the foundation of all your prepping. When others are panicking at empty store shelves, you'll already be 3 steps ahead, hydrated, calm, and in control. Don't let water be your weak link. Secure it now before the next blackout flips your world upside down. Food security becomes one of the most immediate concerns during a blackout, especially if the outage extends beyond a day or two. Without electricity, your refrigerator and freezer turn into ticking time bombs. Most perishables spoil within 24 to 48 hours, and once they're gone, they're gone. That's why building a blackout-ready food supply is not just smart, it's essential for survival. The key is to focus on shelf-stable, no-cook, high-calorie foods. These are the items that don't require refrigeration, cooking, or much water to prepare. Think canned goods like beans, chili, fruits, vegetables, and meat, especially those with pull-tab lids. Ready-to-eat soups, pasta, and stews are excellent choices as they provide warmth and comfort with minimal effort. Also include nut butters, protein bars, trail mix, crackers, granola, and shelf-stable milk or powdered milk. These foods pack energy and nutrients without relying on your appliances. Don't overlook long-term food storage options either. Freeze. Dried meals from brands like Mountain House or Augason Farms are lightweight, have a 20-plus year shelf life, and only require hot water, something you can produce with a portable stove or solar kettle. Rice, lentils, and oats are also great to stock in mylar bags with oxygen absorbers, though they do require some heat to prepare. It's also important to rotate your food storage, label everything with dates, and use the first in, first out rule to avoid waste. Keeping a small written inventory helps you track what you have and what needs to be replenished. This way, your stockpile remains fresh and usable when you need it most. Don't forget utensils and manual tools. A manual can opener is a must, along with a few sturdy bowls, utensils, and trash bags. Eating with your hands or struggling with a can during a blackout can be frustrating and unsanitary. Finally, store your food in rodent-proof, moisture-proof bins, ideally in a cool, dry area. If you're living in an apartment or tight space, even under-the-bed storage can hold weeks of meals if planned right. In the end, your food preps will give you not just sustenance but peace of mind. While others stand in long lines or panic, buy junk, you'll be sitting down to a quiet, stress-free meal. No power needed. Water is non-negotiable in any survival situation, and during a blackout, access can be compromised faster than most people realize. If the power outage affects your municipal water supply, especially if it's electrically pumped, your tap may run dry within hours. Even if water continues to flow, the quality might not be safe without purification, especially in rural or storm-hit areas. That's why securing a reliable water plan before the blackout hits is absolutely critical. Start by storing water. FEMA recommends at least 1 gallon per person per day for a minimum of 3 days, but any experienced prepper knows that's barely scratching the surface. A more realistic target is at least 2 weeks' worth, about 14 gallons per person. Use BPA-free jugs, 5-gallon containers, or even larger 55-gallon drums. Don't forget to store water for pets and basic hygiene. Next, invest in water purification systems. If your stored water runs low or you need to collect rainwater, lake water, or water from questionable sources, having a dependable purification method can be life-saving. Gravity-fed filters like the Berkey are ideal for home use during outages. Portable filters like the Sawyer Mini or Life Straw are perfect for bug-out bags or on-the-go scenarios. Keep some water purification tablets or drops as a backup. They're lightweight, easy to store, and kill most pathogens. Rainwater collection is also a smart addition, especially if you live in a region that allows it. Set up barrels connected to your gutter system to gather and store rainwater. Just remember, it still needs to be filtered and purified before drinking. Don't overlook manual tools. A simple hand pump siphon or water key for accessing urban spigots can give you access to alternative water sources when others go dry. Even a collapsible bucket or clean tarp can be used for water gathering in a pinch. Finally, educate your household. Know where your main water shutoff valve is and how to isolate contaminated lines if needed. Practice safe water use and rationing during drills, so you're not figuring it out in a real emergency. Water is life. In a blackout, when everything else fails, it's the one thing you can't improvise easily. With the right preparation, you won't just survive, you'll stay clean, hydrated, and calm while others scramble. During a blackout, one of the most critical and often overlooked necessities is lighting. When the grid goes down, so does visibility, and that can quickly lead to confusion, injuries, or even panic, especially at night. Having a solid, layered lighting plan ensures not only comfort but also safety and control over your environment when everything else is dark. First and foremost, invest in multiple types of light sources. Don't rely solely on battery-powered flashlights. While they're effective, batteries can run out and you may not be able to recharge them. Instead, have a mix of rechargeable LED lanterns, solar-powered lights, and hand-crank flashlights. Each type offers its own advantage. LED lanterns are bright and efficient, solar lights recharge daily, and hand-crank models work anytime, no fuel or sun needed. Headlamps are another underrated gem. They keep your hands free, making it easier to cook, clean, or repair things in the dark. Stock a few with extra batteries or rechargeable models with solar charging options. Candles can be a good backup, but they come with serious fire risks, especially in small spaces or around children and pets. If you do use candles, never leave them unattended and place them in stable holders on non-flammable surfaces. Flameless LED candles can provide ambience and safety without the fire hazard. Don't forget ambient lighting. Small solar garden lights can be brought indoors at night to gently illuminate walkways or hallways. Glow sticks are useful for short-term light in kids' rooms or for marking important gear or pathways. Strategically place lighting tools in different parts of your home so you're never caught in total darkness. Have a lantern in the kitchen, a flashlight near the front door, and headlamps stored in bedrooms. In an emergency, you won't want to fumble around trying to find them. Also, plan for long-term outages. A blackout lasting more than a few hours may stretch into days. Solar generators or power banks that can recharge lights become invaluable. Rotate your battery stock and keep your solar lights charged even when you don't need them. Good lighting restores a sense of normalcy and security. With the right setup, you'll move through the blackout with confidence, while others are left groping in the dark. Another vital step in preparing for a blackout is maintaining a reliable method of communication. When the power goes out, it often takes your internet, cell signal, and television service with it. That's not just inconvenient, it can be dangerous. Without a way to receive emergency alerts, weather updates, or even just stay in touch with loved ones, you're essentially operating blind. In a crisis, communication isn't a luxury, it's a survival tool. The most important device in this category is a battery-powered or hand-crank emergency radio, ideally one with NOAA weather band capabilities. These radios can keep you informed about government advisories, incoming storms, evacuation notices, or civil disturbances when your phone is useless. Models that include solar panels and USB charging ports can also double as power banks for small devices. Two-way radios or walkie-talkies are another excellent tool, especially for families or neighbors who want to stay in touch across short distances. These devices don't rely on cell towers or Wi-Fi, which means they work even when infrastructure collapses. Keep them charged and assign them to household members ahead of time. If you live in an area with frequent blackouts or natural disasters, consider investing in a satellite communicator. Though more expensive, satellite messengers can send and receive texts from virtually anywhere, and they often come with emergency SOS features that can alert authorities even in a total communications outage. Your cell phone still matters, so be sure to have backup charging methods, power banks, solar chargers, or car chargers. Keep your phone in low power mode and close unused apps to conserve battery. Download critical apps like offline maps, emergency alert systems, and survival guides ahead of time. Have a printed contact list as well. If your phone dies or is lost, you don't want to be without key phone numbers, addresses, or emergency hotlines. Keep a hard copy in your emergency binder or go bag. Ultimately, the ability to send and receive information during a blackout can make the difference between confusion and calm, danger and safety. If you're cut off from the outside world, your risk increases. But with a few smart tools and strategies in place, you'll stay connected and in control, even when the grid fails.